What's going on YouTube? Today we have the Billy's Box intro video. I will be following this up with like 23 solo reviews, and some of them I will have Lawrence joining me alongside with. But the Billy's Box, if you don't know, is 23 of the best brands here in Michigan. They have all entered 1.5 grams pre-rolls, all hand rolled by Fat Andy. Shout out to Fat Andy for doing this. Very cool. I can't imagine how many hours and how much work went into this. So shout out to him. I know that all the joints are going to smoke great. So that is awesome. You can't really blame it on the joint at that point. Also comes with 1.5 grams of each entry's flower. So you can do a visual test, a smell test, but really the smokability comes down to the joint segment. They do have a little card here. I'll throw up an image, but yeah, for the hand rolls, it is based on ash color, oil ring, flavor intensity, mouth coat, aftertaste, what I would call mouth stain, and then smoothness. And then the flower category will be based on nose, flower cure, texture, and then visuals. So I think that's a cool way to go about it. Obviously, when you're judging this many things, it is hard to kind of have like strict rules, but I think this makes sense, especially in a competition setting and with the like Michigan legal limits on how much you can buy in one transaction. So I think this worked out really good. It's honestly a pretty good value. The boxes are $300, so with tax it came out to $350. But when you sit there and think about it, I got like almost 2.5 ounces of top end flower. It's pretty much a full 2.5 ounces of, yeah, some of the best brands we have here in Michigan. There are some brands that I have not tried that I'm really curious about. So Green Dolphin, Beyond Green, don't know much about them. So yeah, this is going to be a cool box, and I am excited that I was able to snag one for Lawrence as well. So we're both gonna be able to give our conclusions, and then we'll definitely like make our judgment before the event and before everything is announced. But there is an event which makes this box even cooler. That was the main reason why I wanted it, honestly, so I can go to the event. The Billy's is an event started by Astor Club in New York City. It is a pretty like elite smoking club. I would love to visit there someday. But with that being said, this is their first year doing the event in Michigan. They partnered with Fractal, Voyage Bloom. I was really happy to see them do that. I did see the Billy's catch a lot of flack for how it was judged the first time in New York, but I think like with the judging system that they've created, it is pretty solid here, and I do feel like they've given people ample time to review the boxes. I would love to be a judge next year. If they do this again, that would be really cool. But with that being said, I do think this year I'm going to review every single entry with the joints, and then I'll also open the flower and talk about the smell and looks and everything. But I will smoke all the entries on camera, and I will be releasing those up until the day leading until the event. I'm not sure on the release date. It's gonna be a lot of editing and everything, so they might be a little rougher or rawer than some of my other videos, but I think it'll be worth it. I'm like super pumped about this. I didn't end up getting the Zolympics boxes last year, but I ended up going to Zolympics, which was like really fun and cool. So shout out to Lawrence for taking me to that last year. So I had to kind of repay the favor, even though he still bought his own box this year. He just wasn't able to make it to the outing, but shout out to my girl. I dragged her along with me to be able to get a second box. Big shout out to the Refinery. They're like the only dispensary in the area to get the boxes. I think they only had about 7 of them. That's what it looked like. So getting there first and getting 2 of them was a super like satisfying feeling. I did go 30 minutes early, and there was really no line, which I was surprised about. I don't think people were as aware. I think there was a lot more hype around the Zolympics boxes. I know people waited at the Refinery like super early, camped out, crazy stuff. I honestly was probably not going to do that. I would have rather just like paid somebody a little bit extra if I could have. But yeah, very pumped that I was able to snag this. And yeah, I don't know when this video officially will drop, but this will be the start to it, and then we'll just get into the entries. And then after we do entry 23, whether that be me alone or with Lawrence, we will I'll probably get him in the video to just do our final conclusions, because I'll be super curious what he thinks. And I don't think we're going to talk a ton about the entries until like the final conclusion. Obviously some of them will smoke on camera, so I'm sure we'll discuss things then, but I want to keep it mostly like in the content, if that makes sense, because this is just such a great opportunity to make a ton of content and to highlight all of the amazing brands that we have here in the Rec Michigan market. If any of that sounds interesting to you guys, if you could hit that like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, you will see more videos coming this month pretty much every day. And I do have other videos dropping every Tuesday and Friday, so make sure to go check those out as well. Those will just be in addition to all of the 23 entry videos dropping, because why not? More content, the better, right? All right, peace out. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.